Dana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Jai Jai Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivajikacharya Stuta Shri Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Dev ki Jai Jai Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivajikacharya Stuta Shri Śrīmad Bhāgavatam A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki ISKCON MBBD Founder-Acharya Prabhupada ki Jai Jai Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivajikacharya Stuta Shri Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai Ananda Guru Vaishnava की जय नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय सिख स्वामी की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय श्री मायापुर धाम की जय श्री नदी धाम की जय श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा मैया की जय यमुना मैया की जय तुलसी देवी की जय भक्ति देवी की जय श्याम वेद भक्त वृंद की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल all glorious to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glorious to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glorious to assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glorious to Sri Guru and Gauranga all glorious to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Welcome everyone, thank you for joining here physically at the temple as well as online. Today is a wonderful morning for us that we are having this opportunity to hear Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and hear the glories of Shri Radha Vallabh. So let us begin today's verse. We are on Canto 7. Canto 7 is the science of God. And within that, this is a last chapter. So chapter 15, the instructions for civilized human beings. And verse is number 10. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, Bhagavatam 7 Canto, chapter 15, verse 10. Please repeat after me. Dravya yagne yakshamanam draštva bhutani bibhayati Isha ma akrunaha hanyat atat gnana hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam draštva bhutani bibhayati Isha ma karono hanyat atajgno hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam draštva bhutani biyati Isha ma karono hanyat itagno hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam draštva bhutani bibhayati esha ma karuno hanyat yagno hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam drištva bhutani biyati esha ma karono hanyat asagno hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam drištva bhutani bibhayati esha ma karono hanyat ajagno hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam drištva bhutani bibhayati esha ma karono hanyat atagno hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam drištva bhutani bibhayati esha ma karono hanyat atagno hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam drištva bhutani bibhayati esha ma karono hanyat atagno hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam drištva bhutani bibhayati esha ma karono hanyat atagno hi ashutripa dhruvam dravya yagner yakshamanam drištva bhutani bibhayati esha ma karono hanyat ajagno yashutriva dhruvam. Okay, dravya yagne, with animals and other eatable things. Yakshamanam, the person engaged in sacrifices. Draštva, by seeing. Bhutani, the living entities, that is animals. Bibhayati, becomes afraid. Esha, this person, the performer of sacrifice. Ma, us. Akuranaha, who is inhuman or merciless. Hanyat, will kill. Atatna, most ignorant. He, indeed. Ashrutipa, who is most satisfied by killing others. Dhruvam, certainly. So translation and purports by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada and all Paramahira ki jai. Translation. Upon seeing the person engaged in performing the sacrifice, animals meant to be sacrificed are extremely afraid, thinking this merciless performer of sacrifices, being ignorant of the purpose of sacrifice, and being most satisfied by killing others, will surely kill us. So, please repeat after. Upon seeing the person engaged in performing the sacrifice, animals meant to be sacrificed are extremely afraid, thinking this merciless performer of sacrifices, being ignorant of purpose of sacrifice, and being most satisfied by killing others, will surely kill us. Purport. Let us hear carefully. Animal sacrifice in the name of religion is current practically all over the world in every established religion. It is said that Lord Jesus Christ, when 12 years old, was shocked to see the Jew sacrifice birds and animals in the synagogues, and that he therefore rejected the Jewish system of religion and started the religious system of Christianity, adhering to the Old Testament commandment, thou shalt not kill. At the present day, however, not only are animals killed in the name of sacrifice, but the killing of animals has increased enormously because of increasing number of slaughterhouses. Slaughtering animals, either for religion or for food, is most abominable and is condemned herein. Unless one is merciless, one cannot sacrifice animals, either in the name of religion or for food. Unless one is merciless, one cannot sacrifice. Yeah, so those who are merciless will sacrifice, will do the animal slaughtering. That's the point. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalaka Chakshurmitamena Tashmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamitamasya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagadapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namusate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhupa evacha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Chalam Pangum Yat Shri Guru Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, so upon seeing the person engaged in performing the sacrifice, animals meant to be sacrificed are extremely afraid, thinking this merciless performer of sacrifices, being ignorant of the purpose of sacrifice and being most afraid by killing others, will surely kill us. So this is very nice chapter again. Every chapter of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is very nice. And here he says, instructions for civilized human beings. So by following these, the human being will become civilized. And those who are already civilized on the path of self-realization and practicing, then they will adhere to these instructions more rigidly, and they will advance further in their consciousness. So here, this verse is talking about the consciousness of the animal. It's interesting that this is presented to us, like what is the consciousness of that animal who is being slaughtered in the name of sacrifices. That this merciless performer of sacrifices, being ignorant of purpose of sacrifice and being most satisfied by killing others, will surely kill us. So that means even the animals, they are conscious. They are conscious of what is happening to them, what is the surrounding, and who is approaching for what purpose. So, it's interesting that the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam will allocate some verse for this consciousness, like it's presenting the consciousness of animals. Generally we read the glories of Krishna, we read the glories of his devotees, but here the animals who is about to be slaughtered, that animal's consciousness is presented. Why? Because so that we can open our eyes. The person who is going to perform this act should open his eyes that what I am going to do in the name of this sacrifice. And especially this sacrifice, because if we read from Śrīmad Bhagavad Gita, which chapter? Chapter 3, verse 12. It says, according to the different material qualities of the persons concerned, different types of yagyas are recommended in Vedas. Worship of different demigods is also on the same basis, that is, according to the different qualities. For example, the meat eaters are recommended to worship the goddess Kali, the ghostly form of material nature. And before the goddess, the sacrifice of animals is recommended. But for those who are in the mode of goodness, the transcendental worship of Lord Vishnu is recommended. But ultimately, all the yagyas are meant for gradual promotion to the transcendental position. So this is the real purpose of performing the sacrifice. That is to please Lord Vishnu. And here the description is given of a sacrifice in which the animals are slaughtered. Now Krishna doesn't say that. What Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 26. He says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. You offer. Lord Vishnu also says that I have allocated all these ingredients of yagya, all the cow products, ghee and etc. And then these fruits and vegetables. Now you perform the yagya. Rishis, they used to perform the yagyas for that purpose, that they want to satisfy. But some people, of course this is a material world, that means we all have a material consciousness. So some people, they are not so advanced that they are on the mode of goodness, or they are in the mode of transcendental goodness, a pure goodness. So that they are on the lower stage of their consciousness, that is animal consciousness. So only animals will kill other animals. And that's the fact we will see in nature. Recently I was watching the video about the sea life. And it's just so dangerous. I mean, the creature will come out, whether it's a jellyfish or a crab or... I mean, the other animal is just waiting for that purpose. That as soon as that animal will come out from their abode, they will just grab on it. And then he has to do so much. It's nice video. So we can see the consciousness, they are just ready. And as we progress, like we start our Krishna consciousness, so then we get attracted to prasadam. And then we start the journey. And then later on, we find that one of the principles, the basic principles of human form of life is no animal meat eating, right? So then we are advised that you follow these four regulatory principles. One of the principles is no meat eating. Not to forget about meat eating, also no eggs, no fish, and no onion, no garlic. On that basis. And then we see the difference in our consciousness. Just yesterday I happened to have a discussion with one of the members in our community. So he mentioned that he's coming from a non-vegetarian background, and somehow his wife is becoming attracted to Krishna. That's so merciful, so nice, wonderful, you know. And of course he is with wife, so then he also get attracted because wife is following at home, now started doing so much. And now they have started offering food to Krishna as well. So then he said, I stopped non-vegetarian. Now I don't eat. And I feel the difference in my consciousness. I feel the difference that there was like a different kind of energy, different kind of feeling I had. Now it's different. Now I also want to follow. I said, oh, good, very good, keep it up. Don't worry about what others will say. And then he said, yes, others, my family members and my other friends, they say, what are you doing? You are so young. Maybe younger than me as well. You are so young, why you are taking this path, you know? Come on, enjoy. They say, no. I say, yes, keep it up. Don't listen to them. Especially you are offering food to Krishna. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So you are honoring prasad. So this is the difference if we follow. And here, the poor animal is thinking that he will kill us. The poor animal doesn't have any freedom to even act, because especially here he's talking about the Prabhupada says about slaughterhouses. And now I did some research in that direction as well. And of course we may not wish to speak these kind of things in detail, and of course Radha Vallabha here, but just for the purpose of our, like what these sages are giving, they are not just giving for the sake of giving, rather they see, and they see what will happen in future as well. So in that context, just to understand, there are 300 commercial slaughterhouses in Australia. Of course, this is all written in their websites. Just it requires a couple of clicks on Google, and this is standard websites, yeah. 300 commercial slaughterhouses in Australia. How many animals being slaughtered? And this is from, of course, little bit old, but our world in data.org, the 2021 data points out how many? Every year they require how much? All over the world, 360 million tons of meat. That means 1 million a day. 1 million ton a day. And that equates to, there is a website, animalclock.org, and he gives the number. That means it's 150 billion animals every year. How much? 150. And that equates to 500 cows every minute. I mean, and of course we are not considering the other resources, like the ghastly nature of that act. I mean, and some videos, of course, it's not advisable to watch. You can have a glimpse, but then otherwise just, it's so much shocking. It's a hell. These all slaughterhouses. And of course, it's so much data. 90 million ton meat is consumed in China. And USA is 50 million ton. And 1 ton is 100 kg. So let's consider 1 kg rice. And now we are talking about 1 kg meat. I mean, where the whole world is going. Yeah, this is what they are doing. Here, at least here it says that as per the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 12 purport, that before, at least, okay, you are in that consciousness, there is this deity, the goddess of Kali, even she doesn't require, but then, okay, there is this procedure. And that's a whole procedure. I don't know the detail, but it doesn't say that it has to be consumed or offered every day. Rather, it's certain days, maybe once a month or once in 2 months, like that. And that also, they have to speak out some verses before they slaughter. And that verse is in short, its meaning is that today I'm cutting you, in next birth or future birth, you will cut me. Mansa, there is a whole definition of mansa. So, this is what is going on. Now, coming to our Bhagavad Gita, what Bhagavad Gita says, chapter 5, verse 18. What it says? Vidya vanay sampane brahmane gavi hastine sune chena swapakecha pandita samadarshina. So, this is the consciousness Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and these Vedic scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, want us to bring to that level that we start seeing all the living entities as part and parcel of Krishna. And Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Mame vamsa jiva loka jiva bhuta. Every living entity is my part and parcel. So, what benefit we will achieve harming other living entities, especially these animals, poor animals, who cannot even express. This Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is talking to us, expressing their feelings, but we may not have that understanding, we may not have that consciousness and desire to even understand their feelings. So, 5.18, Vidya Vane Sampane. And then we also see in the world religion, different religion. Of course, religion is world, but nowadays they use that word. So, tradition, if we see different tradition, Jainism, Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, Buddhism, Lord Buddha, he did not want animals to be sacrificed in the name of religion, that is sacrifices. He said, forget it. Just don't harass these animals. And also, recently, last chapter, actually 14th chapter, verse 9, we read that what it says, the translation, it says, that is Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 7, chapter 14, verse 9, says, one should treat animals such as deer, camels, asses, monkeys, mice, snakes, birds and flies exactly like one's own son. How little difference there actually is between children and these innocent animals. Just like children are innocents, animals are also innocents. They just want to live their life happily. And of course their purpose is eating, sleeping, mating and defending. But then human form of life has some higher intelligence. That if I treat myself like this and if I treat the other animals, other living entities like this, what's the point of having this extra intelligence, this human form of life? So, and here it says about the snake as well. And then in purport, Srila Prabhupada has written that we do not kill snakes unnecessary. And of course, Prabhupada goes on explaining about the pesticides and etc. So this is the and here also, thou shalt not kill. It's mentioned. So practically this faith or tradition would have this. Those who are little advanced, they're trying to advance spiritually, would have that concept or understanding of no animal harming or not to give pain to other living entities. And we see wonderful example in our Vedic scriptures. What is that? The Mrigari the hunter. So what was happening? He was, and this is nicely given in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 24, verse 242 onwards. Of course, it's in Bhagavatam as well, but then here nicely described in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Mrigari the hunter, this person was in the forest and he is just going on killing these animals. Not killing, but half killing, letting them suffer. Not kill them properly and letting them suffer. And then one day, Narada Muni is described there that Narada Muni, after having darshan with Lord Vishnu, he was passing by and then he wanted to have a wonderful bathing in Triveni. So he went there, up north, and then he had that. And after that he was walking, passing by through this forest, and he came across, I don't know, it says rabbit or it's a bear, and first one is deer. Yeah, anyway, thank you. Yes, so deer, bear, and then rabbit, etc. So he sees that, oh, they are half killed. One is cut with the leg and hand and like this, and they are suffering like so much. And then he noticed behind the tree there is this fellow hunter with the bow and arrow, ready to shoot, passing by animals. And he was blackish in complexion, etc. There is a description. And then Narada Muni approached him. My dear friend, what are you doing? As he approached, he made of course, Narada Muni somehow, whether it's deliberately or somehow, anyway, that's Krishna's arrangement. So there was some noise, that means these animals went away because they heard some noise, so they ran away. So this hunter became little agitated. What is this fellow? What he's doing? He's making these animals flee. So then he approached, but because the saintly character of Narada Muni, the way he dressed and then the way he appeared, and then that saintliness was coming out from him. So this hunter, he didn't speak out the jargon words. Rather, he spoke nicely. Oh, saintly person, how come you are here? I see, because of your arrival, these animals flee away. What's the purpose in that? Narada Muni says, yes, I was just wondering, who is killing these animals like this? Oh, it's me, I killed. Oh, how come you are killing half dead? Oh, that's how I've been taught. My father has taught me like this. How come? Somehow he has taught me. I get pleasure killing them half. Consider this. There are people, the living entities goes on that so much gross consciousness that he enjoys having someone suffers like this. So then Narada Muni thought of his deliverance, and somehow he preached so nicely that he took up the devotional path. And then after a couple of years, when he visited again with Parvat Muni, his dear friend Parvat Muni, then as they were approaching this hunter, he recognized that, oh, my spiritual master and a saintly person, they are coming. So he wanted to offer obeisances, but he didn't. Because it says that as soon as you see your spiritual master, then you should offer obeisances. Whether he is seeing you or not, that's not the point. You saw, so you offer. And then, of course, the same applies. I read that same applies for Rath Yatra as well, in the sense Ratha. As soon as you see some Rath, Lord Jagannath's, not some Rath, Lord Jagannath's Rath, then you offer obeisances. And that's accepted. That it's like even you may not have going so close to Rath, but even from distance you offer obeisances, that's accepted. So anyway, coming back to this point, so he wanted to offer obeisances, but he couldn't. And rather he was jumping here and there. So as they came close, they asked, what happened? Parvat Muni asked, what happened? Like, I noticed you were dancing like this. And he said, yes, what can I say? There were some ants going, so I didn't want to kill them. Consider the change of the heart, the change of consciousness, and that whole pastime describes the glories of the association of pure devotees, the glories of association of Krishna Bhakta, that by their association, simple association, even the gross materialists, that is animal killers, will achieve the highest level, that now he doesn't want to even kill the ant. So this is what we should be doing, at least as practicing Krishna consciousness. It is our duty to practice so nicely that we can make a change in this world situation. We may not be able to close all the slaughterhouses, but at least we may close one house. One house. Because if you walk around here, practically speaking, all the houses are, of course, except devotees' house, they are all slaughterhouses. Because they bring the meat and then they cut, they prepare meal. So, if we take up this task of purifying ourselves and purifying others by practicing and preaching Krishna consciousness. So what should we do? Do we depend on the politicians or the great thinkers or the big leaders? No. We can start with our own. At least we can start accepting the food. We can start with vegetarian food, and then most importantly we offer to Krishna. This is what we can do, because then what will happen? The benefit will be given to that vegetable as well. Because, and also we can practice such a way that when we are plucking the flowers, even for Krishna, then we can talk to them. That it's not just the business, just pluck the flower from the roses. No, it's rather we become person. Here the consciousness is described. The animals thinking. So the flowers may not realize that you are plucking for Krishna. So rather we can discuss, we can express our consciousness, our gratitude that, oh, wonderful flower, you have appeared, and now let me offer. And that's what the prayers we do at night when we offer flowers to Radha Vallabh. Om Pushpe Pushpe Maha Pushpe. Oh flowers, great and auspicious flowers who have appeared from a budding creeper, may you be purified in Radha Krishna's service. Right? So we can pluck the flowers for offering to Krishna. We can clarify with them that I'm not plucking you for my purpose. Rather I want to offer you to Radha Vallabh. I want to bring it to you for Prabhupada's Guru Puja. That's what we should do. That's one way. And of course this change, it may not be big change. We may not be able to close all these big slaughterhouses going around. and this 150 billion animals every year, but at least we will make little change in our consciousness. Okay, I have covered. Yes. Then we can discuss something about this yajna. Here it says sacrifices, performing the sacrifices. So, and then we discussed earlier that the sacrifice, the purpose of sacrifices is to please Lord Vishnu. And then within that, Prabhupada gives as part of different purpose that there are 5 different yajnas. Especially it says Panch Maha Yajna. So then the one is Veda or Brahma Yajna, that is reciting studying the Vedas. The second one is Homa or Deva Yajna, offering oblations to sacrificial fire. Then third one is Atithi Yajna. Atithi Yajna means welcoming or taking care of the guest. And then Pitri Yajna, offering oblations, and that's what we've been reading last verses, that offering Shraddha ceremony. And Bhuta Yajna. Bhuta Yajna means all the living entities. It's not that we just have prasadam for ourselves, we can distribute. We can distribute to others, and especially at home. Here we may not be able to, but at home you can feed to birds as well. Little prasadam, so they will get benefit. So Bhuta Yajna, sharing the prasadam with animals and other living entities. So these are the yajnas we can perform, not this yajna that we can offer this animals in the name of sacrifices. So this is today's discussion. I stop here. If you have any question or comment or correction.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, thank you for the nice class. Prabhu, we in our school discussion, sometimes the topic comes up as eating meat and killing animals. And they say that we are not killing animals, we are just eating them. And also they say that because they have killed animals in the slaughterhouses, if we don't eat, then who will eat? And they also say this logical thing that God has made this rule that another animal like a tiger, its food is a deer. So how do we answer them in these situations?
What is the question? So we hear at the school or where?
Having our school discussions.
School discussion, right? And school discussions among your friends, yeah? Similar like your age, right? So your condition or your situation is different. So the question is, at the school or some friend circle at this age, we hear that when we talk about the animal killing and eating, and we say don't do it, but then they say, well, if we don't kill them, because they have already been killed at the slaughterhouses, then they will go waste. We have to consume. And also, it's not that we are killing them, rather we are just eating them. It's just like a food. And another argument comes is just like we are cutting animals, we are killing animals for our food. If you say you are vegetarian, you are also taking life of vegetarian, that is plants and fruits. They also have consciousness. That time they say about consciousness, they bring the point of consciousness. Yes, so your situation is tricky, because for your understanding, whether you may be able to present to them or not, there's a different situation, because we like to become Prahlad Maharaj, but at the same time we don't know. We can, there is no restriction. At the same time, we see how it works. So for your understanding, yes, you may just hear what they are saying, but then you may have to come up with these verses, deep realization of these verses for your understanding. That if they say we are not killing animals, or then hang on. So if you are not killing animals, then how are you producing the food? What is happening at the slaughterhouses? If you are not killing, then that person or the living entity will walk around freely. That living entity would have a family, right? That living entity will roam around freely in nature. But now that animal is hanging in one of your slaughterhouses, and then you are bringing to house. You are refrigerating. Do you put any living entity in the cold freezer house? -40, -30, -23? No, you don't. That means they are already dead. You kill them. Better to accept. You kill them. Then your progress. And now the question will come about plants. You are also killing the plants, yes, but that's not for us. Rather, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. So as a service, I have to do this. I don't have any choice. And also Veda says, what's that word? One living entity is the food for other living entity. It says, this body will sustain. We as a living entity, we sustain on Krishna, Krishna's holy name. But this body, because it's given to us, and this body requires that food, and that food, the Vedas says that that's one living entity is food for other living entities. And that's the chain. They also accept. So what we are doing is, we are doing the least amount of the animals and also the plants. If you go deeper in the Shastra, the plants, just like Arjuna trees, Tamal Arjuna trees, they were given birth as a trees. Why? Because they did something. The same way we hear that the trees are given that body because sometimes Prabhupada says they wanted to remain naked. So then they are given. And sometimes it says that those who are grossly sinful, then they are given the tree body. That they just stand there, they can't move. Because animals, they can't even express their feelings, they can move. They have a natural family life. They have feeling. But plants, they just have to sustain there for many years. The cold, the wind, the sun, everything. And somebody comes and cut them, they can't do anything. So this is according to the karma, they are given this specific body. And rather we are utilizing that and taking that as an opportunity to offer them to Krishna. So that they also become purified and we also remain pure. That now we are offering. So if they say like this, we have arguments. And these arguments are from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam and from Krishna. So no one can defeat that argument. And of course, again, as I said, we may not be able to make them understand because just what Narada Muni did, that's something wonderful. And we may not have that opportunity now, even though we may wish to. So that's okay, but at least we will remain pure. We will not develop that attachment for that side. Understood, yeah?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. It happens at work, but what can we do? Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you. I think Sivya, in her class, it's an interesting thing that your friends are saying. I think she was more pointing to, in her classroom, they are asking her, telling her that these animals are being killed anyway. So if we don't eat them, then what's going to happen to them? But if we come back to them and we say, oh, well, you're the one who killed them, it's not, then I don't know how that will go down. Because essentially, they haven't done the killing. They're only doing the eating. They're involved in the killing. But I guess the question is what could you say to that? What could you say to somebody? I'm not killing the animals, so I'm just eating it. So
Yeah, so that's a good point, and yes, thank you for bringing that back. Again, I can't exactly reference it at this stage. I can give it later, but it says in this meat trade there are 6 kind of people who are involved. Yeah, so we can go back to that argument as well. If they want to stretch it further, we can go back that yes, you are consuming. That means you are creating that opportunity where somebody has to supply. You are creating supply chain. So if you don't consume, then nobody would, and that's why the veganism is happening right now. And this one of the website is from vegan website. What is that? The vegancalculator.com, right? That says 500 cows per minute. So you are creating supply chain. So if you don't consume, and that is just from that ordinary perspective. But if you come back to the karma perspective, if you come back from the scriptures perspective, for your own good, forget about animals, for your own good, you consider this point that 6 people are involved in these slaughterhouses and they all get karma. One is the one who is cutting, the one who is helping, and the one is selling, the one is consuming, one is preparing, and then one is supplying, consuming, like 6. So supplier, that is a seller, and the buyer, and the cook could be a different, yeah, and then the consumer could be a different. So supplier and buyer, they all get karma. So if you just want to remain, yeah, of course you are not killing, that's okay, that's good. You are not killing, so take that positive and apply it properly. Now don't even consume. And the argument that they are already killed, that's nothing to do with you. You didn't do it, that's good. If somebody has done it, then that's their problem. That's their problem. What to do with that, that's their problem. You don't become consumer for your own good, for your own karma. Otherwise you will incur, and same applies for us. Even vegetarian, we bring and we offer it to Krishna. We make sure that we offer it to Krishna. Otherwise the same, I mean from a soul perspective, from that perspective, it's a karma wise, it's the karma that you are killing animal or you are killing some plant. From that perspective the same. Karmas will apply, but then the quantity of karma, the consciousness and the end result is not in our hand. What is in our hand is whether we want to consume or not, whether we want to support these slaughterhouses or not. That's in our hand. So that's the argument we can give. Yeah, it's okay?
Yes, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because, you know, they would, if we come at them from a school who has no idea about these scriptures, and, you know, to them it's just a belief. And it's very difficult because, you know, you could say to them, oh, well, you're eating them, you are involved in it. And then they're like, well, even if I wasn't eating them, they would still get killed anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
So many things are happening without your control. You can't control. Just because somebody has done it, it doesn't mean that unintelligently I will take part in it. Rather, I will take part in the scriptures knowledge and apply it. So now I understand the law of karma, now I understand how much sinful it is from the scriptures. So better I don't take part. What I have done in the past, maybe that's, what can I do, it has happened. Now I will not. And that's exactly what Narada Muni did. He showed the whole, what will happen to you. Actually he gave, of course I didn't go through in the detail, but then he draw a picture that those animals who you have killed, they are just waiting for you down in hell or on the path to hell. They are just waiting that they will also harass you like this. And you go back to your family and ask them whether you will partake in this, you know, this situation, this karma. You will also share this karma, the sinful reaction. They say no. That's your business. You are the main head. You are my Swami, pati, husband or son. It is I did it. Father says, I did it for you. Now it's time, because I am very old. Now it's time for you to do it. And then he realized, hang on. He came back to Narada Muni. Yes, Narada Muni. They are saying, no, we will not take part. So then he said, yeah, then you decide what you want to do. He said, better I hear you. Better I hear the words from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. And I don't want to take part. Now they say, yes, very good. Whatever is done is done. You chant Hare Krishna, you take part in devotional service, everything will be fine. Right? And these arguments, if they want to argue on this just based on the arguments, dry arguments, we cannot go ahead. Rather, we better stop arguing with them. If they want to apply intelligence, what the scriptures are giving, then we can go ahead little by little, and then, okay, if they just want to continue, what can we do? We have some other business to do. Better we come here, chant Hare Krishna, or go to someone who is willing to hear. It's not necessary that we can purify everyone, each and everyone. Rather, at least we want to remain, and that's why it says, Asat Sangatyag. When we go out for preaching, when we indulge in these discussions, there is certain level, then we see they are at that level, then okay, may not work this way, the argument. But if you bring the prasadam, delicious prasadam, nice halwa, gulab jamun, or what else, whatever here we have, rasagulla, they may appreciate. One day they may come to the temple, they may see Prabhupada and Radha Vallabh and Gaunitai, Jagannath, Balaram, Subhadra, and they may transform. Some other things may attract. So we have to be like, very intelligent. I wouldn't argue too much. We stop here. Any other question then? Oh, yeah?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My question is that you said we should not eat meat, but we see Bhima ate meat in Mahabharata. And he was a devotee of Krishna.
I haven't heard like this, honestly.
We have seen in the Mahabharata.
So I don't know which version of Mahabharata you saw, whether it's coming from which. Now, I mean, I don't know about that one. I honestly, but from one perspective, they are the devotees of Krishna. So naturally they are honoring prasadam. And the other side, they argue is, because he was Kshatriya. So Kshatriyas are meant to go on hunting, and sometimes they consume, because whatever they have hunt, that is tiger or deer or etc., they consume. But I don't know. I don't think so. I hardly doubt. And even if he did it, then his another name is Rukrodar. He had a big, and then another is Mahabau. So he was so powerful. He killed Dushashan like that. He was so powerful that he did this war, and he acted so wonderfully. And then he helped even that Brahman, whose Brahman couple, whose sons was about to go to that demon's abode and to be, killed. Then when they were in this, the incognito. So then he went, instead of that Brahmana's son, he personally went and he killed that demon. So he did all these Herculean tasks. Can we do it? No. So even if he has consumed, I totally don't agree, but even if he has consumed, does it mean that I have to consume? No. For us, Krishna has kindly given that Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. I mean, we are sitting in this wonderful Hare Krishna Melbourne temple, Melbourne Mahaprabhu Mandir. We have plenty prasadam. So why worry about meat? So please, even if he has done it, let's not do it. Okay, Granth Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanande Pari.
taking notes. Very good.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,